Hey everyone, welcome to another video on the channel. Today we're going to be taking another look at Sblk Carriers Corp, or Sblk is the stock ticker. So earnings came out for this stock and we're going to get to those, but first and foremost, let's take a look at see how Sblk has been performing over the past days. We could see on the chart here that we did reach new lows below $21 in the beginning of July. And since then, we've been clawing our way up, although in the past few weeks, we could see that we've hit some resistance. We're having a hard time getting above $27. So we've basically been range bound between about $24.50 to $27 in recent trading activity. But what is happening with Sblk now? Well, there has been some news, namely earnings came out and Sblk crushed earnings. So you could see here that they came out with $2 per share of earnings, beating a composite consensus estimate of $1.75 per share compared to $1.26 per share a year ago. So representing a 14.29% earnings increase over the quarter. So this is that's great news for Sblk. I mean, it's not unexpected. Everyone was expecting them to have great earnings considering the supply chain issues of the past year. And also the fact that even though we've been talking in our videos about how there is a lot of talk about how a potential recession might impact and hurt these bulk carrier rates, but in terms of the quarter, their past quarter earnings, a lot of these shipping rates, they're decided, ahead of time. So they're crushing on these earnings. That's probably because the shipping rates were agreed to with their clients at a time when the bulk carrier rates were going off the chart. And they're still elevated, but we could get to that in a bit. But regardless, they destroyed earnings. This was a great earnings report for Sblk. They posted revenues of $417.33 million. So, I mean, that's awesome. Last year it was only 311, so they went up by almost 25%. From $311.41 million to $417.33 million in revenues for the quarter since last year. So that's awesome. And the shares, they're up over the course of the year. They're only up 12.2%, which, given the fact that the whole market's been devastated and people are looking for any stock that's actually making money to just throw their investment in, I'm a little surprised it's not actually even more than that. So as the article says, the S&P declined 12.8% over the course of the year so far. So we'll see what plays out. But in terms of what's coming next, we will shortly be seeing Sblk pay out their dividend, which presents its own potential opportunity. Because if we look at Sblk, we could see, at least in the past 4 dividend payments they've made, they have seen this run up in the stock price. So I thought this article was interesting. It's saying, so looking back at the last 4 dividend payments of Sblk, you would have captured a profit if you had just bought basically before the stock went ex-dividend up until when they paid the dividend price. So right now they're scheduled to pay a dividend of $1.65 per share. The ex-dividend date is August 24th, and they will pay that dividend on September 8th. So a potential strategy might be to, if past performance is any guarantee of future performance, which of course we know it's not, but if it plays out how it has in these past 4 dividend payments, we may see a bit of a run-up on SBLK leading up to that 8/24 ex-dividend date. And this would be for traders that are just opportunistically buying into the stock because they want that $1.65 dividend payment, but they have no intention of holding it. They just want to get that dividend to get paid and then to get out. But you know what? It's just something to keep in mind, because if that does happen, that might tell us that we might see another dividend run for the remainder of August, as perhaps people will rush into this stock hoping for the dividend payment. Now, it's yet to be seen. As we saw earlier, we could see that we are still within this range in the mid-20s. So we haven't seen a real run-up yet. We still have some time. And again, I think it's going to be critical that we're able to break out of that $27 resistance level, which has been so far holding SBLK back. So, which is very likely. I mean, we'll see. We still have a little bit of time to see if that actually plays out. But it could well play out. And that would be great for the stock. But anyway, I just wanted to give you all an update. SBLK crushed earnings, paying out a solid dividend. It is still an open question as to how any sort of recession fears might further impact the stock in terms of causing further volatility. That's why, a potential strategy may be to see if there is a run-up, to kind of, if you want to try to quickly trade it, although I'm not giving any advice. I'm not a financial planner. But I'm going to be really curious to see. Let me know what you think in the comments section. If you anticipate that SBLK will see another run-up like we've seen prior to past dividend payments, if we won't see it, if the stock's a long-term hold, or if this might be a good time as it's going up a bit to unload on some shares. Always curious to hear what everyone else is doing with their shares, what their thoughts are. We also have another shipper we've discussed, Zim. I'll be making another video on them. They're releasing their earnings on next Wednesday, August 14th, I believe. So I'll definitely do a video when they release their earnings as well. But so far, SBLK is crushing it. And honestly, I feel like if we could just get a little less uncertainty in the market, I feel like they'd be, doing even higher than they are now. But that's just my opinion. Again, not a financial advisor, but let me know what you think in the comments section, and I'll catch you in the next one.